The blade is held in with a clamp. Against the pivot. Now the pivot I use a pivot with 3 steps because I've used 3 different pivot diameters. 1/8 inch, 3/16, and 7/32. And by moving this pin, which forms the pivot, in and out, I can lock onto here a blade of any of the designs that I use, the smallest, the medium, or the largest. This happens to be the largest, which is 7/32 on my ATCF. Have a locking clamp and an adjustment clamp up at the top. And this, by turning the wheel, raises or lowers. And see if I can do this upside down, which I don't normally do. There we go. Okay, so that pivots around there. By adjusting the vertical clamp, I can bring the blade up, bring the blade down in order to get a nice 90-degree angle on my lock face, which is right here. This is the lock face that we're going to create. I'll lock that in. And I'm going to set up on the milling machine and give a demonstration of how we actually do the measurement and do the cut. So this is the setup I use for cutting a curved lock face. It's on the milling machine. I have the blade set into the fixture. Fixture is nice and tight. This is the probe of the lighted edge finder. What I'm going to do is bring this edge finder down, and it's right there at the edge. I'm going to move it away, and the light comes off just to show. And then I'm going to move it in, and the light lights up, which means that probe is just barely making contact with the leading edge of the blade. And down below, I have my dial indicator, and I'm going to set that to 0. Now, a lot of people may have digital readouts on their machines. You set that to 0, however you want to do it. I like to use dial indicators. So there we are. We're now set up. We have the probe, the center line of the probe, which is the center line of the entire machine, of the quill, is now 100 thousandths from the leading edge of the blade. And I'm going to move the blade away. Focus here, please. I'm going to move the edge away. As I said, another 100 thousandths. Lock it in place. The leading edge of the blade is now exactly 200 thousandths from the center line of the quill, which will be the center line of the wheel. The 200 thousandths that I said was important for my using a 3-inch wheel with the thickness of my blade to give about 9.5 to 10 degree angle on the curve. Now I'm going to